All right, good morning, my friends. Today, I want to give a little or a brief lecture on recycling of renewable materials. My name is Kiliman Community 785, aka Hoan from Hoan Entertainment Company. Right today, let me talk about renewable or recycling of renewable materials. Recycling of renewable materials refers to the process of collecting and processing materials that are sustainable and can be, replenished, rebrand, refabricate naturally, such as paper, cardboard, certain types of plastic, and the bioplastics to create new products. To create new products. When you saw these Abogi people, going around picking different items, both the condemned one, even the one you think that they have damaged completely. You see Abogi picking those things. It's not for waste. They will go and recycle it. After recycling, some pass through the process of melting. They will use it and produce new products. Though in Imo State, we have not gotten any recyclable company here, but I believe that there is somebody who is building such a gigantic company in Imo State on recycling of renewable materials in the person of Honorable Princess Nachiamako. Is the first indigenous recycling company we are going to have very soon in Imo State anyway. So when you gather all these materials from different places, you process them, use them to produce a new products. This reduces the need for extracting, processing, and consuming raw materials from the earth, which in turn helps consumer or conserve natural resources, decrease greenhouse gas emission, and mitigate environmental pollution. Although the goal is actually to create a closed loop system where renewable materials are continually recycled back into production, minimizing waste. This approach supports a more circular economy and sustainable future. Let's look at the outline of the recycling process for renewable materials. One is collection. Under collection, gathering of recyclable materials from households, businesses, churches, schools, and community recycling centers. Sorting of materials by type and quality. When you gather these materials, if you collect from different areas like school, church, different locations, then the next thing will now be sorting them out. And I think that you have different materials you have gathered together. You begin to sort them out, sort the one that is iron out, sort the plastic ones out. That's the second one, sorting of materials by type and quality. Then the second one is sorting and processing. Under it, materials are sorted based on the type, quality, and potential for recycling. Materials are sorted based on what? Type, quality, and potential for recycling. So you must identify these materials by their quality, by their type, for recycling purposes. Processing involves breaking down materials into raw form, such as shredding, melting, or crushing. Raw materials are transformed new products, such as paper being turned into new paper products, or plastic, being molded into new products. That's under transformation. If you gather these plastics and all that, they be met after melting and all that, you mold them in different ways. So manufacturing. New products are manufactured using the recycled materials All these new products you see everywhere, they are being manufactured by using recycled materials. So recycling is a very great investment that we are calling all Imolites to come to Imo State and put a recycling company here. It's an open business for Imo State, in Imo State. You can make a good deal of money. Recycling of renewable materials is very, very pivotal, very needed in Imo State. Because a lot of waste products, being gathered by our people over here, they send it far away, a place like Lagos for recycling purposes. But if we can have people who will establish such companies here in Imo State, we'll be recycling products here and produce them. So the fifth one is purchasing recycled products. Purchasing recycled products. One, under its eye, consumers purchase products made from recycled materials. Consumers, they purchase products made from recycled materials. So supporting the recycling industry and closing the loop. And closing the loop is the benefits of recycling renewable materials. The benefits. What are the benefits? One, environmental benefits. Under it, conservation of natural resources. Conservation of natural resources. Recycling reduces the need for extracting, processing, and consuming raw materials from the earth. The second one is reduce greenhouse gas emission. Reducing recycling can decrease energy consumption and lower the emission. Recycling can decrease energy consumption and lower emission. Less waste and pollution. Recycling helps to divert waste from landfills and reduces litter. The second benefit is economic benefits. Under economic benefits, one, job creation and economic growth. Job creation and economic growth. The recycling industry generates employment opportunities and stimulates local economy. So if we have such in Imo State today, it will create massive job opportunities for the Imolites and contribute to the local economy of the state. That's why we are looking for investors to come into Imo State and invest in recycling renewable materials. The second one, cost saving. Recycling can be more cost effective than producing new products from raw materials. Recycling can be more cost effective than producing new products from raw materials. So that's another benefit of recycling. The next one is increased competitiveness. Companies that adopt recycling practices can gain a competitive edge in the market. Any company that adopts recycling practice can easily gain competitive edge in the market over the other companies. Because it makes things cheaper for you. It saves costs, it saves time. You recycle, you mold them, and use it as a new product, and people will purchase. So that's the sense of establishing a recycling company in the state. We are calling all investors from different parts of this country, all over the globe, to come down to our enviable state, Imo State, and establish a well-reputable recycling company in Imo State. It will generate not only resources, but the job creation that will contribute to the economic status of Imo State and stimulate the local economy. That's why we are calling our people to come down and invest. Another benefit of it is social benefits. What do I mean? It promotes sustainability. It supports a more circular economy and encourages sustainable practices. Raise awareness. Recycling initiative can educate people about the importance of environmental conservation. It can educate people about the importance of environmental conservation. Very, very important. The next one is community engagement. Community engagement. Recycling programs, can foster community involvement and cooperation. And cooperation. That's one thing about this. In our next, we're going to talk about where can you set up this recycling company in Imo State? Where can you set it up in Imo State? What are the rules of establishing this recycling company in Imo State? Is there any place that you can establish this company and there will be no disturbance? Once you follow the due process, the government directive and all that, you will come to Imo State Investment Promotion Agency and thank us later for this wonderful eye-opener in investment opportunities in Imo State. Thank you so much. I love you all. You're welcome.